So I look at it like this. I'm not for or against you joining. But since you have options, like you have a whole lot more options than I had, and more options than Sun Soul X had.
Definitely.
Since you have those options, that'll probably like when you talk about mechanic being your last resort, joining the military can be your last resort. And I only say that because you have options. You have college money. You have the ability to go to college. You have me and your mother who can guide you through certain things so that you don't have to join. But I look at it like this. Here's the one benefit to joining the military. You'll get extra money for college. You'll learn a trade, and you can do anything in there that can prep you for getting out. So let's just say, I don't want to go to college. You know what? I don't want to sit on my butt because the jobs out here are whack and this, that, and other. And I want benefits and I want to be able to travel, stuff like that. Go for 4 years. Do everything that you need to do in 4 years, education, skills, and all that, and get out. But being that you pretty much have your path ahead of you and you know what you want to do, and that's the great thing, you know what you want to do and you have the guidance, that'd be your last resort.
Yeah. Again, looking back at my life, and we've talked about it before on the podcast show, military was something I wasn't really interested in, simply because of all the moving around. But as I got older, it's kind of like, damn, I really wish I would have went, because all of my friends, they're either retired or they are still in and are doing extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the military is definitely not a bad option to have. I wouldn't even say it's a last option, but
yeah,
definitely something to consider in the future.
It's only a last option if you have several other options, which he has.
Right. True.
But like I tell people, if you join, go to the Coast Guard. That way you don't have to worry about deploying. That's what I would say. Join the Coast Guard so you don't have to worry about deploying.
That makes sense.
But if you want the experience of traveling the world, Air Force would be the first thing. Because they got it sweet. But I mean,
I heard the one thing about the Air Force though is, some of the military people that I've come across is the thing that stands out that they don't like is they get reassigned. Like, you can have a career in electronics and next thing you know, you're going into another field.
Oh wow.
So on and so forth.
Yeah, that's not the Army.
The Air Force, they definitely have it good.
But the one thing that you was talking about as far as being retired, the one thing that might spark a light in your head, like if you go in at 18, you retire at 38, you get a retirement check, and you still can go do something else, a full-time job, and get a full retirement check. That's the one good thing about it. But we're not promoting that you go, because you have a path that you are on. So stick with your path.
For sure. I'll say this one last thing. A guy that I know has an older brother who is a master sergeant in the Army. I believe it is. But anyway, he's 38, about to be 39, and he already has his 20 years in, so he can actually retire if he wants to, but he's still going to stick it out. But being that age and having the option of retiring if you want, it's a pretty cool thing.
And not having to work unless you want to.
Yeah.
Like, you can get a full retirement check and work at Walmart if you want to.
Exactly.
Oh, man. So for your senior year in high school, do you have to take a full schedule?
Since I'm in Avid, which is a class that pretty much helps me prepare for college and is pretty much readiness for college. Since I'm in Avid, I can't really get a reduced schedule. They won't allow it, so I have to have a full schedule my senior year.
Yeah. The good thing about my senior year, I only had 3 classes.
Oh, wow.
I had 3 classes in my senior year, but the only thing is I went to those 3 classes. It might have been 4 classes. All I know is at lunchtime, I was done at school, but I had to go to the elementary school because we had what we call cooperative work experience. So you went to school half the day and you went to a job the rest of the day. But since I didn't have a job, I had to go do that.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was sweet. It was sweet.
I had a full schedule my last year. So being this age, and this part of your high school career, what would you say is some of the things that young men your age encounter as far as stress? Like, what stresses you guys out the most about to the world and going to school?
I'd say just preparing for it, honestly. Like, since it's coming close to my senior year, just preparing to leave high school, and it's like a whole different mindset. I'd just say that process adds a lot of stress, honestly. And since my junior year, your junior year is your most important year since everything really counts this year, that also adds more stress, though.
I can believe that.
Is there a lot of the peer pressure that you have?
I wouldn't say I experience a lot of peer pressure, but I know other people that do.
I don't know about you, Sunso Lex, but for me, I think the biggest peer pressure that I had was fitting in.
Yeah.
I would believe it or not, I was shy. I was shy. Like, I didn't like getting up in front of the class. I didn't even like raising my hand to answer questions in class. I didn't like reading out loud.
Oh, man.
It's a lot of things that I didn't like doing. And in our school, matter of fact, I know in most schools in Germany, you wasn't nobody unless you was popular. So
right.
And I was over there from the 7th grade till I graduated high school. I was literally under the radar until I got to my sophomore year in high school.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I was. I was shy all the way through high school. Never cared for, large crowds. And when you're in high school, that's all you're going to encounter.
Yeah.
And the whole, being all Mr. Popular and all that, I never cared for that.